Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194 and appreciate you taking the time to visit and check out my video. And this is going to be a really short video, and I was doing the CP race. Finally was able to do a CP race and kind of messed it up, so it was kind of a driver fail, but of course I'm in the Aston Martin here, but it did, the car did really well and did, a setup for it. So I'm just going to go over my hot lap, or fast lap, I guess, because it is my personal best out of everything, all the cars, and then I'll go over the setup, and that will be it. So let's start the lap. There's a lot of great fast guys in this race, but I basically was in the top 3 or 4. I think third. Yeah, I was in third, but I blew the pits and messed up the pits, and then had to come in for a 30-second stop and go. So that just pretty much ruined my race. So I think I got back to 10th, I think. But this is after the pit stop and the 30-second stop and go. Of course, the conditions were really good. I mean, they were cool. Of course, at night it's tough. It's tough at night. It's just hard for me to judge compared during the day. But still, the track was in good shape. So it says a 141.88, and again, that's my personal best out of all the cars. So I'm really happy with that. So let's go over the setup. We got the left front at 26.9, left rear 26.3, right front 26.3, and the right rear 26. The toes -0.1. with the camber at -3.5 and a left front, -3.4 on the right front. Caster's 13.6. The toe on the rear is 0.04 with the camber at -2.9. Electronics are 1, 4, and 4. And I'll just mention, had a post on my pros and cons by a Bilbo, and he had some suggestions and things that of course, he didn't agree with me on, which is fine, but he had some suggestions on the Aston Martin, which I did try, and of course you can read the post there on that pros and cons if you want to go through that. But one of the suggestions was put the traction control 1 on 1 and put the TC2 on 8, and I did try that to his suggestions, and I mean, it worked okay. I mean, I really didn't have any issues with that. But the other suggestion was for the aero, as far as maxing out the wing and then putting the ride height real high, like at around 80 or so, which I did try that, but I just didn't like the balance of the car. But it did work fine. I just didn't like the balance of the car, and it wasn't as fast as what I was with this setup. So, but I mean, it's still, you might want to try that, and it might work good for you. So I'm just throwing it out there just in case anybody wants to try that. Now, I did try it with the TC at 1, which I usually run 1 or 2, and then I put TC2 at 4 just to try to, a happy medium instead of maxing it out, and hopefully not slowing me down. So anyway, that's what it seemed to work. It seemed to work fine. It worked fine either way. So it just gave me some wiggle room as far as adjustments. But I'm just throwing it out there so you all know about it. The fuel, of course, I had 80 liters. And of course, the wear was really good. Wasn't real bad. A little bit more on the rear, but I was pretty aggressive because there was a pit stop, so I did have the rear brake bias turned up some. The anti-roll bar is 4. The brake bias is 60. And I think I had it at 59 during that race. Steering ratio is 15. Springs are 165,000 all the way around, with a bump stop rate of 800 on the front and a bump stop range of 5. On the rear, the bump stop rate is 600 and the bump stop range is 40. Anti-roll bar is 4 and the preload on the diff is 60. The shocks at the front are 17, 15, 27, and 31. And on the rear, they're 15, 14, 24, and 27. Aero is 56 on the front, 72 on the rear with a 7 rear wing and a 4 and a 3. And the brake ducts in the front aero variation is a 1.8. So that is the setup. And of course, I will put the link in the description. And of course, I have a PayPal link also if you want to help support the channel. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that has. I really appreciate it. And everything I get goes right back into something for the channel. Or of course, I'm want to get something going here for Christmas since it's coming up here in a few months. So again, I always turn around and everything I get will basically just go right back in. And also, I hope you give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I sure hope you come back and visit again really soon. Y'all take care. See you.